So I have read a total of 9 John Marrs books, and this is my video ranking everything that I've read so far. I'm currently in the middle of listening to The Vacation on Audible, but I haven't got very far into it yet, so I'm not going to include it in this ranking. So originally I wasn't going to post anything until tomorrow because I was going to do my reading vlog for Sunrise on the Reaping, but I have nothing else to do, so I thought I would do one today and tomorrow as well. Starting off at number 9, we have When You Disappeared. I believe this is his first psychological thriller that he released, and I think I rated it 2 stars purely because it just seemed to slightly drag on a bit. You can definitely tell the improvement in his work from then to now. I'm not saying it was a bad book, I just didn't have any strong feeling towards it, and the twists kind of made me angry. It made me so annoyed that it was all for literally no reason, and I felt so bad for the wife. If you've read it, you'll understand. But yeah, the whole backstory just seemed to drag on a little bit too long for me. The next one we have, well, the next 2 were kind of difficult to choose between. They're kind of ranked the same. Number 8 I put as Her Last Move, and number 7, The Good Samaritan. I really quite enjoyed The Good Samaritan up until the end. I thought it was a really cool concept, and then same with Her Last Move, the ending kind of let it down for me again. I kind of liked the whole cat and mouse thing with Her Last Move. I thought it was intriguing, but it's something that a lot of people have done before. It wasn't anything different. Number 7, The Good Samaritan, I thought the concept was really interesting, and I think it just could have been done a little bit better, in my opinion. I can't really, I've read this ages ago, I can't really remember any details on it. I just remember thinking it was average, like it was an average read. There was nothing spectacular about it, and I probably wouldn't read it again. Next up, we have TikTok's favourite, What Lies Between Us. I read this, I think this was my second John Marrs book. It was my first psychological thriller that I read by him because of TikTok, and I have to say I was slightly disappointed. I need to stop listening to TikTok recommendations because every time I do, I just am underwhelmed. It was a good story, nothing to what TikTok made it out to be. Probably wouldn't read it again. You just kind of hate both the characters, and I prefer wanting to root for somebody, and I just couldn't in this book. Even in thrillers, there's always somewhere where I'm like, yeah, I want this person to win or whatever, you know. And I just didn't get that in this book. But if you like it, fair enough. Just wasn't for me, really. I think I definitely prefer his speculative thrillers over his psychological thrillers. I don't know why, but the twists in the speculative thrillers seem to be better, in my opinion. Next up, again, was kind of a tie between the 2. We've got number 5, Keep It in the Family, with the iconic chapter 39, and number 4, The Stranger in Her House. I absolutely hated The Stranger in Her House. No, no I didn't. I hated the ending. I hated the ending. And I did think Keep It in the Family was a little bit too predictable, but I don't know if that was what he was going for, to make it kind of obvious. But yeah, I listened to them both on Audible, and just ever so slightly preferred The Stranger in Our House more. I liked the twists better in that one, but I didn't like the ending at all. Again, it's one of the books I was really rooting for the main character, and it just didn't work out in her favour, and I was so annoyed, especially because that woman got everything, and I was just, I was so annoyed. Those are all of the psychological thrillers that I have read, and I think I'm missing, I haven't read his new one, and I haven't read The Vacation, but I think that's it. And then with the speculative thrillers, I haven't read The Minders, The Passengers, and I think there's another one, I can't remember. But Number 3, we have The Marriage Act. I really enjoyed the last 50% of this book. The first half took so long for me to actually get into. I kept picking it up and putting it down and picking it up, putting it down. And then when it finally got to like grab my attention, I carried on all the way through. Like, it, compared to his other books, this one took, I think, the longest for me to get into, but it was worth it pushing through. That's why it's number 3. I love the twists, I love the storyline, it was great, it all tied up so nicely at the end. And number 2 is The One. I rated this book, this was my first book of the year and my first 5-star book of the year. I absolutely adored this book. It was everything I hoped for in his writing. Like, it was just perfection. I would read it again and again and again and again. I would recommend it to literally anybody. If you haven't read The One, you need to go to the bookshop and pick it up now, because you will not regret it. There is a Netflix series, but I'm pretty sure it's different to the book. That's why I haven't watched it, because I was going to, and then it didn't look anything like what I imagined in the book, so I didn't watch it in the end. But if it is any good, please let me know and I will try it out. Number 1, if you've seen this channel before, if you've seen any of my videos ranking books, you will know that this is my favourite book and still is my favourite book. I don't think anything has come close to even topping this book yet. It is The Family Experiment. It is his newest speculative thriller. It is absolutely amazing, and I cannot put that anymore into words. Like, that is all I have to say. It's amazing. The characters, the twists, literally everything. It was amazing. No, I rated this. This was the first like 6-star book. I know people don't really rank it, like, I know 6 stars isn't really a thing, but like, this was more than a 5-star book to me. This was something that I get happy. Like, I was actually happy while reading this, and the thought of it makes me want to read it again. The ending was so satisfying. All the characters got what they deserved. And the whole concept was just incredible. It was very much Black Mirror, so most of his speculative thrillers are. But this one gave me proper Black Mirror vibes, being like, you raise a child in a virtual world to win a real baby. Like, who doesn't want to read that? And I was at work trying to explain it to one of my colleagues, and I sounded absolutely ridiculous. And he was like crying laughing, because I was like, yeah, so they have to win a baby and they have to raise a not real baby to win a baby. And trying to explain it to anybody is just, when you don't know John Marrs and his books, you just sound ridiculous. But that's what I liked about it, the whole surreal but also this could happen in the future sort of thing. 10 out of 10 book for me. My favourite book out of all time at the moment, and I don't want anything to be better than it. Like, I love this book so much. I want it always to be number 1 on my list, and it probably will be, to be fair. I can't imagine anything beating it, but I would love to know what everybody thinks of John Marrs' books. I've kind of sped through this really quickly, mainly because I can't really remember too much of the books, the older books that I've read. I'm currently in the process of reading the Hunger Games series, because Sunrise on the Reaping comes out tomorrow. My order hasn't been shipped yet, and I'm getting a little bit scared. But I have my beautiful Hunger Games series here with me. I'm halfway through Catching Fire. I took Catching Fire and Mockingjay to my boyfriend's house for the weekend, and I haven't read a single page at all because I was playing Dead by Daylight. I've never played it before, and I downloaded it and I was like, oh my god, and then I just didn't stop playing it. So I'm gonna try and read all of Catching Fire today, and I don't know whether it's worth starting Mockingjay. I know I kind of need to read it to get the whole gist of the story, but it depends how long it takes. Probably take me about 2 to 3 hours to finish Catching Fire. But who knows? I'm going to do a reading vlog tomorrow if it arrives. If it doesn't arrive tomorrow, I will be driving to town to buy it. And then if I have 2 copies, I'll do like a giveaway or something, I don't know. But yeah, that is all for my John Mars ranking. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.